Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's match day 5 of the Champions League. We are already, almost we have reached the stage where some teams are gonna get eliminated in this round. We are pretty sure about that, and some of them might qualify for the next round directly. I think the only realistic chance a team has to qualify directly at the moment is Liverpool. If they win their game, I think they would qualify for the next round. So they are, in my opinion, I think they are the only team that can qualify. But there are a lot of teams that could get disqualified, get out of the competition in this round itself. So let's go ahead and talk about it, and we are going to make our predictions, and we're going to see which route I go with my prediction, and we'll see how many of them are correct and how many of them are completely wrong. So let's start the first game. It is Bratislava versus AC Milan. It is 36 versus 28. Bratislava, they have played 4 games, they have lost all 4 of them. It has not worked out for them this season in the Champions League. I mean, they were one of the underdogs even before the competition started, and unfortunately for them, each game has gone like that. Last on match day 4, they lost to Dynamo Zagreb 4-1 at their home as well. So it was quite a disappointing result, that one as well. And I think unfortunately it will be the same this weekend on this match day as well. Milan, they drew against Juventus over the weekend. That was such a boring game, if I'm being very honest with you. But on match day 4, they defeated Real Madrid 3-1, quite an important, convincing win for AC Milan, and I think they are going to have the confidence. They are on 20th in the league. They have played 4 games, won twice and lost twice. I think this is one of those games that they have to win if they they want to have an outside chance of qualifying directly for the knockout stages. But I don't think they are going to qualify directly, if I'm being very honest with you. But they need to make sure that they win that game, so at least they are in that 9 to 24th spot, so that they can at least fight for the qualifiers. That is why I think they are going to win this. I think it will be an easy win for Milan as well. I'm going for a 3-0 away win for AC Milan. The next game is Sparta Praha versus Atletico Madrid. It is 26th versus 23rd. Now there's not much of a difference between these 2 times in terms of points and the position as well. There's just like as I said, just 2 point difference between them. So Sparta Praha know how important this game is. They are at home as well. If they somehow win this game, they are able to win this game, they can get into that the qualifier knockout stages position. That is very important for a lot of those teams at the bottom. But they are playing against an Athletic side who won over the weekend, who are in good spirits. They defeated PSG on match day 4 as well. They have not really played to their potential, Atletico Madrid, till now. But the last, before the international break, a couple of weeks, they were really good. After the international break, they had a really good performance over the weekend. They had a comeback, a comeback win as well in La Liga. So they would come in this game with a lot of confidence. But they are going away to Sparta Praha. It's always a tough game to go, a tough place to visit, and I think it is going to come into consideration as well. I think we are very, very tight game, and I don't think we are going to see a winner out of here. I think we are a very close game, but it will end up in a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Sparta Praha and Atletico Madrid. Moving on to the next game, it is Manchester City versus Feyenoord. It is 10th versus 21st. Now this is a huge game for Manchester City. They have lost 5 games in a row. Never has Pep Guardiola lost 5 games in a row in his career. It is a big game. In a way, they are lucky that they are playing a home game, but they played a home game over the weekend as well, and they got absolutely destroyed by Tottenham Hotspur. Will that repeat in that Champions League as well or not? They got destroyed by Sporting on match day 4 as well. So it the pressure on Manchester City is going to be huge. They are playing against a Feyenoord side who, as I said, they are 21st, but there is just 1 point difference between them and Manchester City. So they know there's, and the way the pressure that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola are in, Feyenoord might I think that they might have an outside chance of giving them another surprise in this game. They go to they got destroyed by RB Leipzig on match day 4 as well. So both these teams, they lost their last matches, and they lost them quite comprehensively. But I don't think, unfortunately for Feyenoord, I don't think they are going to be able to give us another surprise, and I don't think City are going to lose this one. I think they are going to get a win out of get a win out of the bag somehow, somewhere. I think it will be a close game just because of the pressure that City are in, but I think they will in the end they will negate. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Manchester City. The next game is Barcelona versus Brest. It is sixth versus fourth. Now, two teams who have have had a better run in the Champions League as compared to other teams. Both of them are looking quite good in the Champions League, and almost like they could almost get into the next round if they win. If they win their game on a match. If I will be a very very close contest, if I'm being very honest with you, Barcelona, they have lost in the league in the last two games. They have not been able to win any single game. They drew over the weekend as well, so that is going to be playing on their minds as well. They were leading 2-0. Celta Vigo came back. It ended up in a 2-goal draw. So it is going to be very interesting. Brest won over the weekend as well, so they are going to come in with a lot of confidence, but they are going away to Barcelona, and I think Barcelona have enough in their tank to get this win against Brest. But as I say, Brest have been really really good in the Champions League, so it will be a very very tight game, but I still think Barcelona are going to edge it out. I think Barcelona are going to win it, and I think it will be another close game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Barcelona. And then it's a big game. It is Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain. It is 17th versus 25th, and now nobody would have thought that after 4 match days, both of these teams are going to be so low in the table, and that is one of the reasons why I like this format, because no team is safe at the moment. No team is safe in this format. Any team can go out in the first round, and you can expect a lot of surprises, and you can expect a lot of big games. And we if the last format was here, we might have not had Bayern Munich versus PSG up until the quarterfinals. So it's a good thing that we are getting this game, and it's a huge game because of where both these teams are. If Bayern Munich are able to win this game, I think they put themselves in a way safe from getting eliminated in the first round. But for PSG, it's a huge game. They are already out of those top 24 positions where they have to be if they want to go into the next round. They are going away to Allianz Arena. Both of them are in a really good form, but it is a big European night. It's going to be very exciting, but I don't think we are going to get a winner out of it. I think there will be goals in this game. It will be very fun to watch, but we are not going to get a winner. I think it will end up in a draw, but I think there will be a lots of goals. I am going for a 2-all draw between Bayern Munich and PSG. The next game is Inter Milan versus RB Leipzig. It is 5th versus 32nd. I mean, Inter Milan, they have had a really a good season till now. They won over the weekend. It was a really good performance. They destroyed Verona. They are fighting for the title in a Serie A, in a very important and tight league at the moment. They are playing really good in the Champions League as well, but they are playing against RB Leipzig side who have had a really mixed bag of a season, to be very honest with you. They were up until recently, they were fighting for the title with a Bayern Munich, but they have sort of fell behind, and in the Champions League they have been dreadful. They have played 4 games and they've lost 4 of all 4 of them, so they are on 0 points, and unfortunately for them, they are going to the San Siro. It is a very big game, a huge game, and I think this could be the end of Leipzig's Champions League run, because I don't think they are going to win this game. I think Inter are going to end up winning this game, and RB Leipzig are going to get eliminated from the Champions League, unfortunately for them. I am going for an Inter win. I think it will be a convincing win as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Inter Milan. The next game is Young Boys versus Atalanta. It is 34th versus 9th. And now Young Boys, they have been dreadful in the Champions League. If I'm being very honest with you, played 4 and losing all 4 of them. They are still winless in the competition, and it is not looking like they are going to get better on Matchday 5 as well. They are playing against an Atalanta side who are one of the form teams of Europe in the moment. They have won their last 8 games in a row in all competition. They are doing really good in Serie A, and I think it is going to continue in the Champions League as well. They know how important this game is. They, in a way, they have got an easy fixture on match day 5 as compared to a lot of other teams. And if they are currently 9th, if they are able to win this game, they they could get into those top 8. That is the main the important top 8 that everybody want to go to qualify directly for the next round. So I think they are going to win it. I think it will be an away win, and I think it will be a comprehensive away win as well, because Atalanta are in a really good form, and they are scoring goals per one. It doesn't matter what the competition is, they're just scoring goals per one, and I think it is going to continue. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Atalanta. The next game is Bayer Leverkusen versus RB Salzburg. Leverkusen, they are on 13th, Salzburg 30th in the league. Leverkusen have been quite a hit and a miss this season. They have a couple of weeks where they are amazing, and then they have a week and a half where they are quite dreadful. So they have been quite inconsistent, if I'm being very honest with you. But they are playing against a Salzburg side who themselves have not had a good season, whether domestically or even in the league, as in the Champions League. Sorry, as well. They've just won once in the 4 games, and that is why they are so down, so below the table. Leverkusen know they have to win this game if they have to stay up, above the teams that are trying to come in the qualifier stage. So it is an important game for them. I think it will be a tough game because Leverkusen's confidence is not what it was before the season started and what it was last year. But I still think they have enough in the tank to get it over the line, and I think Leverkusen are gonna win it quite convincingly as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bayer Leverkusen. The last game for for tonight's match day 5, just for tonight, for Tuesday's games, is Sporting versus my club Arsenal. It is second versus 12th now. Before the when that draw was made, before the games were played, a lot of Arsenal fans would have been really happy playing this Sporting side, even though it is an away fixture. But you would still fancy Arsenal to go away to Portugal and get the result. But the way the situation that we are in, Sporting have been amazing this season domestically and in the Champions League as well. They are second in the table, just behind Liverpool. They basically thrashed Manchester City on match day 4, and they would love to do the same to Arsenal as well. They have done already to one English opposition, and they would love to do the same to the another English opposition. So they would be really excited for the game. Arsenal, on the other hand, they have not been really in a really good form. They had not won for almost 2-3 weeks. They won over the weekend. It was quite a commanding performance by Arsenal, a really great performance. But what matters is whether they are able to do it away to Portugal against a tough side when it really matters, because they are 12th in the table. As I said, the top 8 is the main aim for a lot of those big teams that don't want to play another couple of extra games. That is a big lucrative thing for a majority of the teams, that if they are able to finish in that top 8, they don't have to play another couple of extra games to qualify for the round of 16. So that is why all of these teams are really fighting for it. I think it will be a very, very close game, very, very tough game, and I expect a lot of goals in this game as well. I know Arsenal are very strong defensively, but Sporting are really, really good, and so that is why I expect goals in this game. But somehow I think Arsenal are going to edge it in that. I'm going for a 3-2 win for Arsenal. The next game is Serena Wesda versus Stuttgart. It is 35 versus 27. Now Wesda, unfortunately for them, it is their first time in the Champions League, and they have lost all 4 of their games. They were one of the underdogs. It was sort of expected that they were going to lose majority of the games, but their performances have been quite good, even though they have lost games. They have troubled some of the teams. It's not like they just went away and they lost the games quite convincingly. They have in a way they have made themselves proud, even though they have not still won a game. There's still chance they might, there's still 4 games to go, and they might be able to win it. They are playing a home game again against a Stuttgart side who really need that win. They have not been really that good in the Champions League, but they still have an outside chance of qualifying for the next round, and they would look at this game and they would think that this is one of those games where we have to win, to give ourselves a chance, and I think they are going to get it. Unfortunately for Wesda, I don't think this is going to be one of those games where they are going to pull out a surprise win. I think Stuttgart have enough in their tank to get the to get themselves over the line. I think they are going to get, it will be close, it will be very tough, but I think Stuttgart are going to win it in that. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Stuttgart. The next game is Sturm Graz versus Girona. It is 33rd versus 29th in the table. Sturm Graz, they have not won once in the Champions League this season. Girona, they have only won once in the Champions League. They just have 3 points, but somehow they still have an outside chance of qualifying for the next round. So they know how important this game is. Sturm Graz, unfortunately, I don't think it is going to get any better for them. They have not really, played good football in the Champions League, and they have not really given any confidence where I think that they are going to pull out a result in this game. And Girona, even though they have been really bad in the Champions League, I think this is one game where they should be able to win, even though they are going away. But I think they are gonna get the result that they need, and they can, as I said, they still have an outside chance of going qualifying for the top 24, and they are going to make sure that they win this game. If they don't win this game, I think they are out of it, if I'm being very honest with you. So they have to win it, and I think they are going to win it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Girona. The next game is Aston Villa versus Juventus. It is 8th versus 11th. Now Aston Villa, they have just lost once in the Champions League this season. They started the season really good. They defeated Bayern Munich in the Champions League as well. They were really good, but the last month or so they have been really bad in the Champions League, but in the cup, in the league as well. They have not been really, the Champions League that the Aston Villa that started the season, the October to November, it has been a really bad month for them. So it is going to be a very tough game for them. They are playing against a Juventus side who themselves have not been really that good. I mean, they are not playing to the potential that they have. They drew over the weekend against Milan as well. So if I'm being very honest with you, I think this is the game that Unai Emery would really love, and I think this is the game where Aston Villa are going to surprise everybody again. I think they are capable of getting that a big result again against a Juventus side who, if I'm being very honest with you, I think they are really underperforming a lot. They still have a lot of injuries, but I still think the biggest problem that they have is the manager. People are going to come at me. I say that after the Milan game as well. I think Thiago Motta is not the guy for Juventus. They have so many talented players, but the way that they are playing, it is quite disappointing and quite disheartening to see, if I'm being very honest with you. And I think it is going to continue. I think Aston Villa are going to get the win. I think they are going to get the confidence back as well with this win. I think they are going to surprise everyone, and Aston Villa are going to win this game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. Moving on to the next game, it is Monaco versus Benfica. It is 3rd versus 19th. Monaco are one of the 5-6 teams who are still undefeated in the Champions League. They are on 10 points, sitting at the 3rd in the table. So they are in a really good position in the Champions League. They won over the weekend. They came back to winning ways in Liga as well. They had lost They had two surprise defeats just before the international break. So it was important for them to win this game. So they would be coming in this game with a bit of confidence. They are playing against a Benfica side who are doing good in the in their respective league, but in the Champions League they are not really playing that well. They are 19th in the table, so it has been a tough time for them, and they are going away to Monaco as well, who know that the win against Benfica on Matchday 5 could basically set them up for a guaranteed spot in the next round, and they would love that as well. So I think they are going to be really up for it, and I think they are going to win it as well in the end. They are the home side as well, so I'm going to go with Monaco, and I'm going for a 3-1 win for Monaco. The next game is quite a tricky one to qualify. I'm being very honest with you. It is a PSV Eindhoven versus Shakhtar Donetsk. It is 24th versus 27th. Just a point separates these two teams, and it is going to be a very tough game. If I'm being very honest with you, both of these teams have if you look at their scores, in my opinion, they are almost similar. They are almost the same strength, and they have both been inconsistent. They both like to play good attacking football. So I think we are gonna get a good game of football, but I think it will be very close. But I don't think we are going to get a result out of it. I think it is going to end up in a draw, but I think there will be goals in this game. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw between PSV and Shakhtar. And then it is the biggest game on Matchday 5 in the Champions League. It is Liverpool versus Real Madrid. It is number 1 versus 18th in the table. I mean, Liverpool have been fantastic in the Champions League, in the Premier League. They are having an amazing season. They are the only team in the Champions League currently with a 100% record. They have played 4. They have won all 4 of their games. So they are on cloud line. They won over the weekend. They came back against Southampton. It was a tough win for them, but they somehow won it in the end. How Southampton let them win, and they basically got 3 free goals, but they end up winning that game, and it was important for them. They have a big lead over Manchester City, over Chelsea, over Arsenal, so they are in a really good mood. They are playing against a Real Madrid side who themselves had quite a good weekend domestically. Barcelona drew. They won their game as well, so they have cut down that Barcelona lead to about 5 points, and they have a game in hand. Sorry about that. And they have a game in hand, so they are also going to come in the game with a lot of confidence. But in the Champions League, Real Madrid have been up and down this season. They have just won twice, and they've lost twice as well. They've lost on a match day 4 as well against Milan. It was quite a convincing defeat as well. So I think it will be a very interesting game to watch, and I think we are gonna get in my opinion, we should get one of the best European games at this season from both these sides. You are gonna have a lot of big players on a show as well, and the recent comments made by Mohamed Salah have been really interesting. I'm gonna talk about that in another video, where he has said that Liverpool have still not offered him a contract, and we are already in December. So that is quite interesting. So how that that is going to shape up. It is going to be very interesting in this game, but that is why I don't think Liverpool are going to win it. I think we are going to see a lot of goals, a great game of football, but I think in the end we are not going to get a winner. I'm going for a 2-all draw between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Next game is Celtic versus Club Brugge. It is 15th versus 22nd. Both these teams are in the that 9 to 24 category where they have to play the qualifiers, and both of these teams I think would be happy to be in that position. They know they have still have a chance to qualify for the next round. I think they will be very happy and pleased with that. It is a very important for game for both of them, because if they are able to win this game, it helps them stay in that category, and elevates them to gets them closer to being making sure that they finish in that category, and they don't fall out of those top 24 places and get eliminated from the competition. And I think it will be a very interesting game. I think Celtic being at home, they have a big advantage, as that those Celtic fans are really are really up for it whenever it matters. So I think we are going to get a great atmosphere in this game, and but I don't think we are going to get a result. If there is one team that is going to win this game, I think it is going to be Celtic. But the way that Bruges have played domestically this season, they have been really good, and in the Champions League as well. Like they are one of the underdogs whenever they play, but they have been really good this season, and I think we are going to get a good result out of this game. I think it will be it will end up in a draw, but if somehow there is a winner, I think it will be the home side, unfortunately for Bruges. But I'm going for a draw. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going for a 1-all draw between Celtic and Club Bruges. The next game is Bologna versus Lille. It is a 31 versus a 13th. Bologna, they have just they have just a single point in the competition. It's not been a good season for them in the Champions League, and they are playing against a Lille side who have had a great return to form this season. They started the season really slow, but they have been on an upward curve domestically as well as in Europe as well. They are 13th in the table at the moment, and they know they have got a great chance of getting even even upwards in the table, and they would really hope that they can get the win against Bologna, who, if I'm being very honest with you, who are really struggling at the moment. And I think Lille are gonna get the win, and I think it will be an easy win for Lille as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for the away side. And the last game for Matchday 5 is Dynamo Zagreb versus Borussia Dortmund. It is 16th versus 7th. And now from the outskirts, you would say that it is in one of the favorable fixtures for Borussia Dortmund, but as Zagreb have been are really good domestically and in the Champions League as well. They had a very convincing win against Bratislava on Matchday 4 when they destroyed them 4-1. And if we talk about Borussia Dortmund, they have been really inconsistent, whether it's the Champions League or whether it is the Bundesliga as well. They won over the weekend, so they are coming in a bit of confidence. They have won 3 games in the Champions League, so they should feel really confident. But they are going away to Zagreb, to Croatia. I think that is going to be a very tough place to go. The crowd are going to be really up for it, and I think this could be one of those games where Borussia Dortmund end up losing, and that is I think that is the result that I'm going. I think this could be the shock that we get on Matchday 5. I think Zagreb are going to get all 3 points in this game, and they are going to get a win out of somewhere, and they are going to shock Borussia Dortmund, and that is why I'm going for a 2-1 win for Dynamo Zagreb. And with that, my prediction for match day 5 are completed. We are going to see how many of them I get correct at the end of match day 5, and we're going to see how many of them I was completely wrong with. So it will be interesting to see how many of them are correct and how many of them are wrong. You guys can play along with me. Make your predictions in the comments section below, and let me know what you think of my predictions as well. And that is it from me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year. That is our target. We are about 200 subscribers away. It has not been a good month of November, if I'm being very honest with you, but we hope that the month of December is quite helpful and we are able to get close to our target. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help us out and help us reach the 500 subscribers count before the end of this year. Until next time, bye bye.